Greetings. It's Beverly L. Nickerson, seashell reader, sensitive, and I'm on the shamanic path. Excuse the way I look today. It's hot out there, and I turned the fan off so you wouldn't hear the fan in the background. So looks like a thunderstorm is about to hit. Any of you that follow Beverly Nickerson, moi, on Instagram, you would have seen yesterday, it was about 4 o'clock, I was taking a nap right here. I'm in Reston, right on my futon, and I heard the loudest thunder I ever heard. I almost fell on the floor. I thought it was a bomb, and I'm thinking, oh, is this retaliation for not us, but the government or the president deciding to bomb Iran? Is this what's going on now? But luckily, it was not that. It was just huge thunder. And then the sun was out, and I saw a rainbow. Yes, a beautiful, beautiful rainbow. And it wasn't like far away. It was right in the woods. I'm on the 3rd floor. And it was just amazing. So check it out if you haven't seen it. It's the most amazing up-close rainbow I've ever seen. The sun was out, but the rain was still coming down, so it looked like sparkles, and there was this big rainbow. So my floodlight today, I put on it's like the rainbow colors. I don't know if you'll see the effect, but it's, you know, the pink and the blue and the yellow and the green. So I took that as a sign for me personally. I've been cleaning all week because that full moon in Capricorn, I had a Capricorn mother, and oh my God. You would say, are you having fun on your house on Martha's Vineyard? What do you mean having fun? I'm putting down a floor, I'm, painting the wall, I'm spray painting something. I'm making a seashell necklace. This is a seashell necklace she made, years ago, probably in the 80s. And these seashells are called shingle shells, and they have like an iridescent, you see, like an iridescent look to them, like a iridescent golden orange, and they're thin. And you only find one of they're about bihalves, so that means there's 2 shells that come together. And when the mollusk, the being inside of it, dies, one of the seashells floats up onto the ocean, to the top of the ocean, and then shows up at the beach. The other one has a mucus plug, and it's stuck at the bottom of the ocean. So it's very rare to find 2 exact matches. So that's why they're all different sizes. But anyway, in ocean oracle language, that's the deck that I use, over 200 seashells, okay? It's like taking a mini marine biology course at Woods Hole Oceanographic, where I would get the boat over to Martha's Vineyard until 2018. Basically, the seashell, according to Ocean Oracle, what seashells reveal about your true nature, these seashells have to do with the balance of masculine, feminine. We all have masculine, feminine. And some of us have much more masculine, some have much more feminine. And so these seashells, when I wear them, and I couldn't find the earrings that went with them, so I went to Macy's the other day to get a mattress cover. And I never buy these kind of things. It's kind of like junk jewelry kind of thing, $20. And I got a starfish to go with it. And a starfish in Ocean Oracle, of course, it's not a seashell. I think is it a cephalopood? I have to look up the category it's in. I don't have everything memorized. But this one represents like surviving something disgusting, because they vomit out their stomach and then they suck all the nutrients out of an oyster. I don't like oysters, even when I did eat seafood. They say oysters are aphrodisiacs. I don't know, never ate oysters. I would eat back in the day when I did eat seafood. I did like lobster dipped in butter. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So let's go back to Saturday. So I heard this boom. I thought, oh my God, is that a bomb going off because of, things that the United States government has been doing. And I just decided, and this was a message. And again, remember, I'm not a red, I'm not a blue, I'm a lavender. And I love lavender essential oil. And it's really good right now. If you live in this hot swamp, it's turned into a hot swamp because there are tons of mosquitoes everywhere because it's so humid. I got a message to tap into the current president, Trump, and what's up with him. And again, I'm not a red, I'm not a blue, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal. I'm like, you know, I'm really not into politics, I'm in the middle. But I just got the message because I was so like startled with this thunder. And then I saw the rainbow and I said, oh, there's a pot of gold at the end of it. So I just asked the seashells, Ocean Oracle. I just cruised through, I didn't even look at them, and I picked 4 shells. What's up with Trump right now, okay? Now, I know there are people that just absolutely love him, they deify him, and there are people that absolutely hate him. I look at human beings as a mosaic. What can I learn from Christians, Muslims, Buddhists? You know, I've studied a little of all of it, you know. If it wasn't for Buddhism when I was in college, that focus, that chanting, getting up early, I don't think I would have graduated. So I take a little bit, and you have to have time to study different religions. But again, you have to have the time to study them. So this seashell reading is about what's up with Trump this week. Today is the 14th of July. According to the astrology, and I really recommend that you look at either Joni Petrie and or the Leo King and or plus, what is her name? I'll put a link at the bottom. I'm having a space out on the last one, but definitely Leo King or Joni Petrie if you want to know what the astrology is right now. It's going to be a hot, energetic summer. So the first seashell I picked, see, it's a really pretty blue. It's like a turquoise, and it's called the Squamous Chilton. Squamous Chilton, and it has 8 different plates. It's also known as the coat of arms, and I'm getting the energy of a knight. And in a past life, I believe that our current president was a knight. He was definitely a warrior. And when you think of knights, you think of a warrior that has a sense of integrity. They just don't go around raping and pillaging and killing people for the sake of it. They have a strategy. So that's what I'm getting from this one. But also the seashell, believe it or not, means self-abuse and unhealthy behavior. So when I personally tap into the president's behind closed doors behavior, it's really unhealthy eating. I mean, he's a billionaire. I mean, he could have the best food, the most incredible holistic doctors, naturopaths, acupuncturists. He could have the best healers in the world working on him on a regular basis, but his gut is totally addicted to fast food. Do you remember when he posted that picture of him on the Air Force One or whatever you call it? And it was a picture of him and RFK, and they were eating McDonald's. And again, no shade to McDonald's, except for the fact that, you know, it's filled with glyphosates and hormone-injected cows and all kinds of things. I believe I just know fast food's not good for you. Not picking on just McDonald's, but any fast food. So that is his unhealthy behavior of choice. You don't have to be an intuitive or an advanced psychic to be able to see that he's addicted to bad food, which leads me to the next intuition that I'm getting. So those of you that love him, brace yourself. I don't feel he's going to make it through this term. Not because he'll be voted out, but because of his health. Because if he got the jabby jabs, and he's got a really unhealthy gut, and his body's acidic because of all the stress. I mean, he's, you know, definitely under a lot of stress when you're dealing with all of these huge global issues. I feel it's a recipe for extreme illness. So, you know, I happen to like RFK in terms of the stance that he takes on, you know, some of the jabs, but not across the board. Again, I'm a lavender, I'm not a blue, I'm not a, you know, I'm just in the middle. But that's what I'm seeing with this one. That in a past life, he was some kind of knight. He's definitely a warrior, and he has a more integrous warrior. So I wasn't happy, you know, with the whole I don't think any of us were bombing another country. I don't like any war, but we're birthing the new earth, and hopefully in my lifetime there will be no more war. Now the next seashell I got, which is really interesting, which is the tiger eye cowrie shell. Now, I used to go to the Community Center for Holistic Healing, and there was a trans channel that ran it. Her name was Michelle Lasant, and she opened up what we call the Akashic Records. She went to a trance, eyes were closed, she just was reading. And this was probably about 2006 maybe, so not quite 20 years ago. And she said that I lived in Egypt in a past life, so in this life I don't need to go. And I met a beautiful woman at the Pathways Expo that does these trips to Egypt, and I think they're wonderful. But in this lifetime, I don't feel I need to go because I lived there in a past life. And also in 2007, I had an extreme, no, actually 2009, extreme vision of being inside the pyramids, and everything was gold. And all of a sudden I could read the pyramids, the language on the walls. So in ancient Egypt, if you are some kind of higher class, or you're one of the pharaohs, you get mummified, and they put 2 tiger eyes in your eye sockets, which is supposedly to help you to see well in the afterlife. Now we all know you don't need tiger eye in your eye to be able to see in the afterlife, because you don't have your physical body, you don't need your octal, but that is what they did back then. So what I'm getting about Trump is maybe he sees something that a lot of people didn't see when it came to the tariffs and it came to some of his decisions, because I'm feeling, and again, I don't know anything about the stock market, so don't just listen to me, but I'm feeling like the economy and the stock market is going to go up. It's going to get better. So let's just wait and see. And the next one I got is, this is called the lightning whelk, the lightning whelk. And if you see, now you see the opposite, but it actually opens on the left side. It opens on the left side. To you it looks like the right, but out of 6,025,000 seashells, only one will open on the left side. All the rest is called a univalve, okay, so it just has one opening. All of them open on the right. So in Indian folklore, Vishnu hid the ancient knowledge of the Veda inside a shank shell that opened on the left side. And that's why people who are of that faith, they'll have a picture of Vishnu holding a shank, I think it's called, yeah, shank shell, and it opens on the left-hand side, and they're worth a lot of money. But we found a lot, I guess it was like in Florida, there are a lot of lightning whelks that open on the left side, and people of the Hindu faith and a lot of people from India, they buy them up because they're worth a lot to them. Even though there's many of the ones, in Florida as opposed to the Indian shank shell. So what I'm feeling is like, there are the people that deify the current president, and there are people that demonize him. I would just ask you to kind of come in the middle. Great Spirit is running everything, and apparently he is exactly what we need right now. And the last one I got, let's see, here we go, is the Indian cup and saucer. It's called the Indian cup and saucer. And this is a party, a celebration, a special event. And I see him throwing some kind of big celebration event. It also, because it's so small, when you were a kid, I know I did, I used to like to have little tea parties, a little child tea party with my dolls. I would have it with like my Barbies and everything, this was a long time ago. But, and it's almost like he's having this big celebration, but I'm also seeing like this child thing, like nanny, nanny, boo, boo. So I don't know if it's because, something happens with the stock market or with the economy and he has this big celebration. It feels like that, and he's kind of like, I'm having this big celebration, and you can only come if you had supported me from the beginning. So that's what I'm getting. These are the shells about what's up with the president right now. And again, if you want your own personal reading, just DM me, email me, and I'd be more than happy to do one on Zoom, Ocean Oracle. reading for you. Peace.